In this section, we're going to look at calculating property tax. We're going to start with some vocabulary related to this section. So, assessed rate is an arbitrary rate set by the taxing body, usually regarding property value. The assessed value is the amount of money for which property is listed in the public tax records for the tax purposes. An assessor is an officer whose duty is to assess taxes. Levied means collected. Market value is the price a seller can expect to receive for a product in a competitive marketplace. Mill is a unit in which tax rate is expressed, so 1/10 of a cent or 1/1000th, that should be 1,000th, of a dollar. Property tax, personal property is all property not classified as real property. Property tax is a tax on the value of property. Real property includes the rights, interests, and benefits related to the ownership of real estate. So that would be like mineral rights or water rights related to the property or land that you own, something like that. Tax, an amount of money paid by the property owner, and then the tax rate is a municipal rate multiplied by assessment to produce annual tax. Rate is given in per dollars, per hundreds, or per thousands. And so we're going to look at some different property tax calculating methods. So first of all, who can impose property tax? Well, property tax can be imposed by townships, cities, counties, states, or school districts. So townships, cities, counties, states, or school districts. And they can be imposed on the owner of any type of real property to raise funds for such services as police and fire protection, roads, parks, school districts, or street repairs. This tax is levied quarterly, semi-annually, or annually, depending on how they set up the levy. The value is the amount for which, property taxes are calculated on a value. That value is the amount for which property is listed in the tax records for tax purposes. It is the assessed value. So when the assessor goes in and determines how much tax or how much the value is worth, then they tax the people based on that value. That's not the market value. The market value is how much the property is worth to other people that might want to buy it. The tax usually is not shown as a percentage, but is stated in dollar amounts. So, such as $1.80 per $100, or such things. So we're going to look at a variety of those. So here's example 1. In example 1, the property in Miller County is assessed at 50% of market value with a tax rate of $5.95 per $100 valuation. That means for every $100 of the assessed value, the person has to pay $5.95. So Mr. Jones owns a farm with a market value of $400,000, so I need to determine his assessed value. Determine the amount of property tax he's required to pay annually. So once a year, Mr. Jones has to pay 50% of the 50%. He has to pay taxes based on 50% of the market value, with a rate of $5.95 per every $100 of value. So the market value is $400,000, and he needs to pay taxes based on 50% of that. So this is going to be times 50%. Excuse me. So taking my handy dandy calculator, it gives me $200,000. So I'm going to, that's the assessed value. This is the assessed value. So the property tax rate is that I pay $5.95 for every $100 of value. So I'm going to take the $200,000 and I'm going to divide it by 100 to see how many hundreds are in it. It gives me 2,000. And then I'm going to multiply that by $5.95, which is going to give me $11,900. This is the assessed tax that will be levied. That's the property tax due. Okay, so homeowners don't actually pay directly, usually don't pay directly to the county or whoever has levied the property tax. They usually pay into what's called an escrow account. An escrow account is an account created by the lender to hold money collected monthly along with the property owner's mortgage payment. So this is, again, an account created by the lender to hold money collected monthly along with the property owner's mortgage payment. So when you make your mortgage payment, which is what you're paying on your house, the lender, whoever your loan is through, will charge you for your property tax as well, and they'll hold it in what's called an escrow account. And then when your taxes come due, either quarterly or semi-annually or annually, they will send that amount out of your escrow account. It doesn't mean you won't get a bill, but you don't have to pay that bill because it's paid through your lender. So, that being said, let's look at the next example. In some areas, the tax rate is levied as a number of dollars per $1,000. So if the tax rate is $3.80 per $1,000, determine the amount of annual tax for property assessed, having an assessed value of $149,000. So, the first thing I do is I find the number of thousands in my $149,000. So I have $149,000, and remember I'm paying $3.80 for every thousand. So I'm going to divide this by 1,000, which is going to give me 149, and then I multiply the 149 by the $3.80 that I pay for every $1,000. That's going to give me $566.20. That will be my property tax due. All right. Now, the next kind of problems we're going to do have mill in them. And so the tip here is to always convert tax rates expressed in mills to dollars in decimal form by dividing the mills by 1,000, then multiplying the rate in dollars by the assessed value of the property. So you just have to translate it into the value of a dollar. So in other areas, the tax rate is levied in mills. A mill is 1/1,000th of a dollar. So determine the amount of annual tax for property having an assessed value of $118,000 if the tax rate is 22 mills. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the 22 mills, divide it by, this should be 1,000, then multiply by the assessed value. So I'm going to take the 22, I'm going to divide it by 1,000. That's going to give me $0.022. And then I'm going to take the 0.022 and I'm going to multiply it by the $118,000. which is going to give me $2,596. And that is the property tax due. So just doing a mill problem one more time. Let's try this one. If the tax rate is 35 mils per dollar, determine the amount of annual tax for a property having an assessed value of $230,000. So the first thing I do is I take that 35, I divide it by 1,000, which is going to give me 0.035, and then I multiply that by the $230,000, which is the assessed value. Remember, we're always looking at the assessed value. So I'm going to multiply 0.035 times 230,000. That's going to give me $8,050. This is the property tax due. Let me know if you have any questions.